This is the fifth pillar to self-improvement, which is learning. Learning is so much fun. You don't even know how fun learning is. It's just your perception of learning is messed up by the school system. You think that learning is sitting in a classroom, listening to the teacher, taking notes, and not caring. School makes you hate learning. School makes you hate reading. So, why is this a pillar of self-improvement? Why did I add this as one of my pillars? The reason I added learning is because if you don't learn, you don't know. And if you don't know, well then you're a liability. If you don't know, you don't add any value to your tribe. So you're useless. You know the saying, knowledge is power. And if you don't learn, then you won't know. And if you don't know, you won't have any power. So how do you really learn? You learn by reading books, by listening to podcasts, by watching some YouTube videos, and not some Mr. Beast. You don't learn nothing from him. Actually learn from knowledgeable people. Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, Dre Drexler, Hamza, Joe Rogan, and Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman is a scientist on psychology, and he has a podcast just called Andrew Huberman Podcast. And you can go search him up, and his videos are filled with a lot and lots and lots of knowledge about the human mind. Joe Rogan Podcast. If you haven't watched at least one Joe Rogan podcast, you should go watch one. One of my favorites was with Jordan Peterson and David Goggins. Just watching one podcast can give you so much information that school does not teach you. Another way is books. Books are pretty much power. You can read one book and it can save you years of struggle. There's this book that I really like. It's called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Now, Meditations it's not your conventional book. It's kind of like jots of things, like how to live life. And Marcus Aurelius was the head of the Roman Empire. But every day he wrote down in his journals things that he could fix, things that he learned that day. So things that if he could learn as the top ruler of Rome, what used to be one of the most prosperous civilizations of all time, I'm sure you can find some sort of knowledge in there. I'm sure you can find at least one thing that can save you years of struggling. So you should always constantly learn. Because if you're not learning, then you're not useful. If you're not learning, then you won't be powerful. And I can tie this into the relationship pillar. Once you start knowing, you can start helping people in your tribe. You can start helping people. You can start guiding them on their self-improvement journey. I give my friends, if they ever need any advice, I give it to them. I give my knowledge to them so that they won't have to suffer or struggle like I did when I first started. I'm gonna use my friend Andrew as an example. He wanted some advice to start working out, and I gave it to him because I know a little bit about working out. So I gave my knowledge that I have to him, and I shared with him my mistakes of what I did wrong. So now he learned something that I didn't know when I started. So once you learn from your mistakes, from others' mistakes, from books, from podcasts, from knowledgeable people, you can give that knowledge to the next person. So today, I gave my friend Andrew some advice of some body parts to work and like how to work them properly. And I told him to remember to always work your shoulders, your back, and your legs, because those were the body parts that I neglected when I first started working out. So I very emphasized that to him, that you need to work your shoulders, your back, and your legs. Learn. You can learn from the mistakes of others. There's this quote, a man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. You can just learn from your own mistakes, or you can seek out more knowledge from more knowledgeable people so that they can share their mistakes with you so you won't have to make the exact same mistakes that they did. You're more knowledgeable, so always have a learning mindset. So yeah, that was pillar 5.